Everybody heard a joke about a priest, a rabbi, and a minister walking into a bar. But have you heard the one about a high priest, a bush doctor, and a minister of propaganda meeting up at a coffee shop to talk to a high scientist? What a thing to tell the king. WEED Propaganda Radio presents BTS, the Bush Tea Sessions.
Well, when I set a melody in the evening, it's the same way.
Oh, I remember what I needed to ask Brad now. Hey, you see, like when I do a job, this job application in Guyana, you don't gotta put like what ethnicity you is. You like you don't gotta put white, black. You don't gotta put them thing.
No.
Okay.
No.
Our accent franchise, like I tell franchise, okay, this is what I tell franchise. If every black person in the world unite, we have a majority in the world, right? But
Yeah.
if you was to say as a unit of black people in the world, what do you want? You would have everybody want something else for black people at that point, right? So I tell franchise, me being me, the first thing I would want is in America, they change that little box what I say African American, take off the American part, put American to the bottom then, right? Let everybody who feel there is an Asian American, click Asian and click American, click what you want. But I don't feel that it should be fair for people of African descent to only have African American to choose from. I don't think that's right. So I would change that. I would change the fact that people is African American and we just African. You're in Brazilian, you're just African. You're Guyanese African, Brazilian African. Once wherever you from have the majority of people, the people them who did identify as black. Like instead of Puerto Rican saying, oh, we Hispanic. Nah, motherfucker, you black. You don't just talk Spanish. You check? It's them kind of thing I would push for. Because then now that gives us a majority throughout the world. You check? And ain't no more looking down at blacks. How could you look down at blacks when there's a majority now? You know what I mean? And that's why we're asking franchise. But we could reason about they growing up without food because I interested in things like that. I interested in places like Guyana, Venezuela, certain parts of Haiti, Santo Domingo. I am very interested in the notions of survival in what would be considered Jamaica even. The countries of Jamaica, out in the countries where people is forced to live a natural life because they don't have the monetary gains or things of value to trade for everyday food. And let me put it that way, because obviously if people telling the stories now, they live through it. You see? So I would be very interested to hear talks of growing up without food because I can't call me naive, but I don't know. Like I was just watching Mike Tyson documentary, and that's a rough life. Like you see what I'm saying? Like he had to rob. He had to do things to eat. He really had to do things to eat. He had no other choice. He had no mother. He never know his father. Like, you know, you never hear Mike Tyson biological father show up saying, yeah, man, that's my son. You know what I'm saying? The man was living with white people in a white tongue because he went jail and the box. Like, he had to do things for food. So New York is a rough place. New York is like a third world country inside of America. You know what I mean? Parts of New York. So I would really be interested to really take in and oversight how it is that you might not have had bread, you might not have had rice, you might not have had crackers, spam, the things that you don't rely to when you're belly hungry, like in Miami. The people in Miami, the poor people, they used to eat like instead of juice, they had sugar water. They had like egg and mayonnaise sandwich, rice and canned beef. You know what I mean? Sardine and rice, like things that was really cheap. But how is a life without these things? How is a life without the basic necessities, food? And when I say food, I mean like how people are say growing up, you better have butter, egg, milk, and water.
In the same, you hear me?
Well, I mean, I know about Brownsville, me know about Haiti, and me know about Guyana, and me know about Santo Domingo. But this is a story about Upper Brulees. Bread, go.
Upper Bruley.
Bread, you on the mic.
They say this is a story about Upper Bruley.
This is a story about Upper Brulees.
Okay,
Yo,
I didn't hear this one.
You hear me? Anybody hear me? Hello, anybody hear me?
Yeah, man.
Anybody hear me?
Yeah,
You
man.
hear me? Oh, I was saying, but the thing is, right, in the same place we part, people ain't really got nothing much to eat in America, Miami, as you're saying. They don't have like shelters and certain things government put in places to get hot meals, dinner, at least breakfast, and things like that.
They have them, but children ain't going out there. You know what I'm saying? And then some of the parents so busy working to keep the lights on and certain vibe that the children home by themselves without food. You check?
Okay, well, you see, that happens something down here like that, but lack of education makes a lot of days of school. So now these children do some low budget work because lack of education, and then they sometimes I might help take care of the child. Okay, so poverty mixed with on it, what to call it, with lack of education at the same time. So down here, that's why we would hit. Yeah. Yeah, and like for instance, certain places like up in places like still children little poor, but they're still going to a reasonable school and certain things. You get here some children poor, they really ain't getting a chance to go to school. You catch a lot of children who go to school a week after, 2 weeks after when school open. That's sure. You know that is. So fire when school open, you don't even know school open, and children be up and down walking a couple days after. Well, I experienced that personally. Yeah. So it's remember money low, and sometimes not just the money low, but it different like because sometimes the money low, but some of them parents might still be going out a little bit. They rather sacrifice some of the money to go and party, and the children them suffer a little bit. Okay, what?
So wait.
This place sometimes
Wait, table.
I always see that.
Wait, table. 1 second. 1 second. I need to ask you. So you try to tell me what I know as an American mentality goes on in other places too, because that's known as an American mentality. Like, you know, they so spoiled and privileged because America to give them food stamp and whatnot. They could decide that, hey, I going to do my hair and buy a cheap pair of sneakers and a cheap pullover shirt and just put on a short jeans and go out and lead their children home where they get couple children. So the 12-year-old taking care of the 10, the 6, and the 3.
Yes, something like that.
Welcome to Upper Brulees.
But let me
in Guyana, he ain't got 12 years taking his families, more than one family live in one house, so they could afford to leave the children.
Some cousin live there or some
cousins living with aunties living with grandmother. It's like 3-4 families living in one house.
Most of the time.
So most of the time they always got an adult home to take care of the kids. And besides, these days kids and all is sticking parents.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But
I ain't really know about that whole school vibe because I guess I was just trained not really to just that. I know, like, we talked on previous episodes about breaking fast. I was just never into breaking fast, man. Like, I eat when I'm hungry and it just usually ain't on a schedule.
Well, and see, that's the thing too. That breaking fast, I had a problem because when I did break fast as a youth, I wanted to go sleep because my body was set. You're eating at night, so go sleep. So if you feed me in the morning, I want to go sleep.
And how you gonna learn if you're sleepy in class?
You can't learn if you're sleeping in class. You can't.
Right? No, or put a hungry belly.
What I want to do now, okay. Say like, okay, a person suffering from poverty, right?
yeah.
They live in a country where don't have welfare, food stamp. They don't own no land, nothing, right? Is it where your experience is what gonna get you a job, or like how do you get out of the situation?
Wait, hold on. Before we move on getting out of the situation, right? Let's go back to being hungry in Upper Blue, right? My thing was this, right? Even though man ain't had food, man still had Guinea tree, man had mango tree, man had gooseberry tree, man had almond tree, breadfruit tree, papaya. What you did? So was man really hungry? Was man really hungry?
Good question. I think American influence would lead you to thinking you are hungry because I
You
hear
didn't
what you saying, but when I was growing up, I never used to eat half of them stuff. I didn't care for no island, nothing. I wanted what I see on TV. I wanted macaroni and cheese. I wanted barbecue sauce. I wanted wholesome bread. So, although yeah, I had Kennep outside and whatnot, man, why try and rely on them thing because now from your grandmother come down tell you, oh boy, you got to eat a good home cooked meal. So now your brain telling you if it ain't cook, ain't truly food.
My thing is, okay, right? Maybe
Yeah.
the Guyanese man had an American mentality and a British system. Could it be that?
Right? Most men used to come from them, right? And you know when I eat the food, I don't feel as satisfied. So when I cook a food from my fire, when I don't eat the plate of food, right? I feel more satisfied than when I buy a food. Although I might eat all the food that I buy on road and not eat all my food that I cook from home.
Yeah.
So is my right? Everything to do with the mental thinking up in there. But still, I don't think poverty applies in Guyana because Guyana got too much land, and persons in poverty want to be in poverty.
No, but a lot of people in poverty ain't educated.
I mean, I just say,
Some ain't educated.
They want
eating the fruits, right? Maybe man and my grandmother played with it, but we still had mango tart. We still had guava tart. You had bread, you had guava jam and jelly and them kind of things. So hey, the little food them around the place used to spread out to them. So what hungry man were really talking about?
See now, what I would really like to know is
education is
how would the education? Because I don't know if their education is like ours. Like I don't feel American education prepares you to get out of poverty. You know what I'm saying? So my question would be like, what kind of
in
education?
general prepares you. That's what I'm talking about.
You say education in general?
Prepares you to be out of poverty. It's up to you, of the individual, how you apply your education. Overs.
Okay.
Me and you could get the same education, okay? But how I use the education that I was given, I could get something after it. I might use it in a different way that you're using it. You overs are saying?
Yeah, I overs. I just like to ask questions from another person perspective, you know, because I don't know. Like some people had to pay for their education all their life. Some people got a free education all their life, and I don't feel it. Them two people gonna see education differently.
Yeah, in a sense, they see education differently because the one who's paying for it is the parents paying for it, right? So the parents not gonna apply the pressure more on them to take in the education. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
But the poor ones now, remember now it's free education. So interest in yo, you got to take this in. Remember, done free. You could take it.
I'm breaking up danger.
Whenever you want it. It's free education. The current is the same.
Yeah, you're back in.
Yeah, Ras.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, peer pressure is a bitch, right? It's like, as a poor man and the rich man child going to school in a private school, paying high class, getting the same education they getting, but in a better environment.
Okay.
Up to you now. This is where the parents come in, right? As a poor man, mine it is free. Make use of it. You understand?
Okay.
You in a class of like 30 students, 25 students. Distraction must happen. Right? It's up to you of the student of yourself say, you know what? Like taking me education to come out of this thing where I did and break this cycle right now. At least for me, make a better provision for my family. The overs. Well, the same education the rich man and the poor man getting. It's just that the rich man paying for it, so he put the hand on the children and say, yo, take it in because I'm working hard for this money. The overs.
I overs. My only thing is I don't feel the poor man, the children them seeing how the poor man went about things. So that's why I don't try to look at it from a different perspective. The education might be there, yes, but if the poor man child see he poor, how he get poor, how he end up poor, how the rich man get rich, how he end up rich. So the child now gonna say, man, I gonna do what daddy do, or I gonna do what mommy do, or I'm not going to do what daddy do, or not going to do. So I just still judge education as, and I do agree that it's a willingness. Whether you're rich or poor, I think you have to want to apply the education, or the poor man, let me put it this way, have to want to apply the education more than the rich man. Because the rich man might have a trust fund. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did.
You want to hear some high science?
Back to what you say with the cycle, right? You see we father doing and surviving, making bread, putting bread on the table for I eat still. So why I gotta take it in, right? So if you get a glimpse, right, just go out there and get a glimpse of the rich life, the higher life then, the life that he would like to live. How come daddy or mommy ain't reaching this standard is so? What they doing wrong, make them reaching it so. It's not up to me now to see what the mistakes they're making I correct it while I make my own part, change the entire cycle, break it right there and then. You always was saying, is the parents now who saying that, all right, they doing this and I surviving? Son, listen, this is better. They got better than why doing this. So.
Yeah, with the support of parents,
it's
great.
I thought you could get a big house, driving 2-3 car and them thing. Now watching daddy riding the bicycle or riding the motorbike. This is not it. You understand? Remember, the sky is the limit. I couldn't reach the sky, but I could make you reach the sky. With help, you could reach the overs.
Yeah, I want to hear what franchise guys say, because I think franchise hit something with the perception of hungry is something with I gonna go with this, but I want to hear what franchise gonna say first.
Well, according to high science, right, Babylonians got this study where they say the rich environment, poor environment that this child is brought up in, the type of conversation in a poor environment and the type of conversation in a well-off environment differs. And that child's educational balance based off of these studies shows that the child with a negative environment did lower scholastically than the child that was in a positive environment where there wasn't a financial worry. It's like parents worry about bills and they stress so much that that energy stems over to the children and hampers the children, whereas the mothers that these are studies conducted on single mother homes, and the mothers that they didn't really have to worry about money, the children could have focused better just based off of, I guess, the nurturing environment. So what about them? They were saying, does really recollect and like resonate. You know what I'm saying? It's like you could have the same sort of education, but it's something other factors involved, and environment of a poor family and environment of a well-off family could factor in.
Well, I gonna agree with you, right? But I gonna agree on the notion of that's a majority. Nothing is 100%, and that's the majority. Because there is kids like me. I personally feel if my family was better off, I would not have thrived in the education level as I did. I had to deal with the fact of, hey, my father had to work from 4th grade part-time. By the time he reached 7th grade, he had to work full-time. So for me going school, I was doing it not just for me, but for my father who didn't get the opportunity to go school. I was doing it for my mother who grew up in a place where they might be a little sexist, where certain women from certain place under certain circumstances don't get to experience certain levels of education just because. So for me, who was being schooled in an American establishment, a Catholic, let me be specific, a Catholic American establishment, I felt that, hey, not only is my parents paying for it, but because now my father didn't get to go school, and school wasn't a privilege for me. It was something that my parents provided. Well, I guess it was a privilege because I didn't have to go school, but my parents made it seem as if school was something I had to do. I didn't know that other kids were getting choice, like, hey man, you could go school or you could go sell banana. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I just know from 6 years old to 18, you have to go school, and that's your job.
The choice don't really be like a choice to go sell banana. It'll be like after a while, if the family ain't bringing enough money, then gotta pull one to buy them out to school or one to girl them out to school. To gotta start work at an early age to bring more money for the family. Some families do it like that. You correct?
Right. It all comes back down to responsible parenting. Right? For example, we come out to the ghetto. Right? You get a son. Son, they got better out there. this is not the way I like. I think a better example. My parents, me or man come from Barbados. Yes, he made a decent, but still a poor life. But there's more out there, you understand? He introduced me to certain things due to his work, which is the painter. I'm painting, I want to paint nice, big, fancy houses and these things. So you seeing these things here, so now I say, yo, I want this here, so for me. Right now, you father persuading you to go down that path, yeah, there's betterment. But my old lady now come from a different side of the country. Right, the same side of the country whereby you gotta pull one of the youth from the going to school and start to go upon the market and hustle, as in selling a banana or whatever the case may be. Right, when I finished school, the first word that came out of my mouth was, "Go look a job." Whereby my father pushing for me to get a betterment. You understand? My place there was to go back to school, further my education. You understand? I make a better life for myself. But due to how my mother grew up, yo, go look a job, start the cycle start back right there. Yes, I had the option of doing better, but this from my education, I slumber like I tell you earlier, peer pressure is a bitch. As you get older, you get wiser, you have overs going on. You understand? But all boys long back to responsible parenting. As Ras was saying earlier, due to his studies on the single parenting, the poor mother, all the headaches of the poor mother gonna reflect over to the child. But you, as the poor mother, now you gotta understand that yes, you come through this here. So whatever effect, you gotta try to keep it to yourself and not let it spill over to your child. Make your child as comfortable as possible, even if you have to cut ends for yourself. You understand? Because there's the future and there's your offspring. You don't want nothing. It's all about responsible parenting in general. Just like how the rich man could be on the children and saying that you're taking your education, just so the poor man could be on this children and saying taking your education and guide them the right path. Show them there is betterment out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, the man, I'm speaking facts for sure, man, because yeah, once you as a child or as a young person take on that stress, how you going to function with your peers, man? Because like, even though I gain the same education, you know what I mean, the vessel ain't the same at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, when you're comfortable in life, you'll be more confident. Yeah.
I like
then-
that. I like that. When you're comfortable in life, you tend to be more confident. I like that. Why I like that is because children ain't easy, man. We as adults that say, oh, the world, the children that have an easy life because their parents gotta bring them up because they gotta go deal with other children. And if children notice you got the same shot 2 days in a row, they gonna say something. If they notice you got the same pants 3 days in a row, the children gonna say something. Children will tease other children. Children will make other children life real hard. So if them children are already going through something at home, and then the other children them get to notice it, then their confidence level gonna drop. They're gonna either fight or they're gonna turn inwards and they're gonna be a shell. I feel some of these Batman in the islands and so is because they grew up poor and they know that hey, at least a Batman gonna accept me. Instead of getting teased all their life, they grew up fat and faggoty and soft because they only had a mother. You check?
Yeah,
So I think even this Batman thing, I think is undereducated and underfunded. I'm really now putting a lot of thought into this, how far it could go when you're undereducated and underprivileged due to the lack of confidence. I like how Brad said that.
But at the same time, you got 1 and 2 man. They go through all that and come out like them man are just what to say, them man confident level will be up. Nothing that can break it. Which all man supposed to be like that, but it don't really happen in reality. It don't really happen. So I would say majority though. end up feeling down and them thing from peer pressure. You catch when you go on Smegs and another man go on Jordans, Nike, all kind of thing. You're supposed to like study you. That's the part parenting coming. If you could get your child to understand this is all I can afford and this is how it's gonna be, but this ain't how it's gonna be forever. You catch if you get your child to understand that what other than going through it, thinking it next gonna be forever, this is me. You catch? Yeah, so it come back to your it come back to be like your mentality, and parents have a lot again, we come back again to molding a child mental stability. You catch, even if you can't make it comfortable, if you could get the mind comfortable knowing that you got better days coming, you catch, that could work also. That'll work mighty too, because you got a story to tell. Real thing.
I agree, right? But let me ask you a question. You say a word, a very interesting word just now, right? Smegs, right? Where did you get that word from? Where did this word Smegs originate from? Like, I'm really curious how you just cast that word out there. And I understand. I know what you mean by Smegs, right? But where did this word come from? Who? Because it's almost like Garrett and Gasso.
Yeah, Gasso.
You know
Smegs are wrong. Smegs come after Gasso though. Gasso is real old school.
But I'm saying, like, they don't say Smegs in like Tatola and other places.
Yeah, in Tola. Yeah, in Tola. I get that from Tola.
Okay. Because I don't wonder, like, okay, we all descendants of Africa, but I don't really wonder if some of these things came from Africa or it was just developed, because it's weird how it have the same word so much different places.
I think was developed. A lot was developed.
Because even when it comes to education, before colonial slavery, right?
Oh, the
where
white
the
man.
education come from? You know what I mean? Like,
All
before
come from, for Caribbean folks, persons in the third world, Caribbean folks who still free was all them thing come from the white man.
And it will go before.
We can even to so anything we get, nice song, nice, we run with it. And most slangs the Caribbean got into
in common, because when a man talk about Barbados got a lot of slangs what a man use that I was like, what? Me know y'all use a slang. And then again, all them is British influence place.
Exactly.
Hey, big up to Barbados, by the way. Right now, Barbados get a
spice.
The Road to Freedom, Buju tour. The Buju tour just hit Barbados.
But now, Brad was here saying they're coming to Guyana at some point in time next month.
Yeah.
Oh, Guyana is where part of that cricket field is?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just reading the destinations, and I see a cricket field someplace. They get one. Yeah, they get one in Grenada is one of the spots. Grenada, St. Kitts. That's big, man. That's big. I hope I get to go and
Hey, but speaking of all them island, Brad had want to know about the
This is what I'm telling you, my Brad.
You know what I mean? Right now, this bottle here saying $69 for a 700 milliliter 40 proof.
But where you get that bottle from?
Like, I would try and tell Brad, like,
that's not $69 in St. Thomas. That's $40 in St. Thomas.
Well, I would tell him, Brad, I just make things that miraculously appear, but this is what the price tag say. See that?
In the CP white.
Yeah, 69.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I would tell him, Brad, I didn't use high science to make things miraculously appear, but I tell you, use the Rican Hennessy white export.
With Hennessy, white is they don't sell it in America. First things first. I think it's only one state that I know of, which is a shop that are imported straight from New York, straight from France. Wherever they come from in France, a store in New York,
No,
they sell it over.
you're making franchise point strong, like you actually make this thing pop up then.
No. Well, I don't know what his point was, but I just tell you straight up. They don't sell it in America, you check. So
Where Hennessy originate?
Hennessy is a I think it's a French vibe. You check. I think it's a French vibe, but the white is a special brew. But because of something, they don't sell it in America because of something with it. You check, but the Hennessy white, I think you either get it as an import or the $69 bottle. I think that's all for the cruise. Like if you go like on a cruise to maybe like the Bahamas or certain places, you could pick it up while on the cruise. But other than that, I'm really not sure, and I could be mistaken because I haven't checked in about a year or 2 years. But I am pretty sure it still don't sell in America because personally, I used to sell bottles for $100. At the time, a bottle in St. Thomas was about 20, 25.
Tell the king.
But now, when you find it, there is a thing called a syntax. There are other syntax to it. So now the price gone up a little bit. So that's $69. That might be off of a cruise ship. That might be like bought someplace off of a cruise ship. But I think you could get it in Puerto Rico. If you go Puerto Rico on like a connecting flight. Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. If anybody, if you really into cognac, like I can't say nothing else. Rum is one thing, but if you're into cognac, that's one of the cheapest, best cognacs that you could find. You don't want to mix it with nothing. It's just so smooth that you might not even want ice.
Unless it's chai spice cider, but you want to have some more high science. No matter how much I drink this bottle, right, or no matter how much episodes I drink from this bottle, right, this fucker never seem to move. This fucker
I started to believe that's apple juice. I because that bottle ain't really moving for real, and is like,
high science, my lord, high science.
Yes,
I know I have heard what they say, the brother Jesus turned water into wine, you know what I mean? But
I hope
his brother here just turned white Hennessy into multitude. Like me see no
multitude, my lord.
Me see no extra bread, me see no fish. I just see and I have asked franchise previously before, hey, like how much bottles do you really have? The man keep telling me it's the same bottle, so I don't know. I am really lost on this one. That one day I can't attest for fraud or real. I can't really tell you what going on with that one day, but yes.
All I can say is I don't only really drink it when it's section time, man. This is a, like you say, you don't mix it with nothing. You just mix Hennessy white and pussy juice. But that's like a bullshit after that, though.
So wait. Me even going after that thing. Motherfucker. And I'm so sorry that it's so early in the week and I don't get so. How you don't house the pussy juice? How you don't mix these two things in your mouth? Or you don't catch?
Okay. You know, like when you're watching them old porno, right? And
no,
like,
I don't know. I'll tell you when you're talking to me, talk like you're talking to a child. Pure innocence. I don't know nothing.
Well, I got two banners on the line, so you like instead of spitting in the pussy, you like grade Muta Hennessy white in the pussy, you know what I mean?
Hey, kid, the city blender.
Say what?
Like them Asian voodoo man, you know, like how that man they drink the 180 proof and then blow it in the fire. The guy drink the Hennessy white and blow it in the pussy and blow it in the ass.
That's why he's not funny.
The guy bless it. Yeah, up.
Hey, big man, you talking so much fuck you. I must make me shut down my machine them over here.
Nah, man, I made for a different episodes, man. I made some for Bush Tea Crutches morning, boy.
And one of these machine over here can't fall, you know. I get one on it, I can't even crank it good, you know. You get one in the head already. If that thing fall, she start to go brrr. Hey, so trouble over here. So you hold them crazy man talk over there.
So wait, the band them don't in GC don't practice this sex magic, or this is taboo?
That's magic. That's witchcraft.
Love.
That's not magic. There ain't nothing magical about that. That's playing with fire. That's invoking demons that you don't even know what might come your way.
Well, but see, the novice may not know, but the Lord knows.
He's no fight so franchise.
Hey, boy.
Like you live in Game of Thrones or what?
Well, I rather record the show, but after I record the show and I put everything to edit, I will indulge in some Game of Thrones.
I hope you understand what him mean, you know. He mean by go watch the Game of Thrones show, you know. He's saying if you're going diving in head first in the bush.
Well, you know, have you watched Game of Thrones? Like, you know what Game of Thrones really like? Well, if I go and ride a dragon, maybe if I lucky, but I will dawn fall later and winter will be coming.
Ja Rastafari, hey, whoa. You hear me no kill a cat? Cause some boy no recognize say you're the biggest blood clot selector around here, no? Yeah, Alice Selassie, I danger D, I'm a bridging for life, no watch nothing. Whoa, I triple spin sound free and the world is yours and take control of your life, of course. Can't be held down by no evil force. Who the most I bless, no wizard can curse. Knowledge is the key, then the world is yours and take control of your life, of course. Can't be held down by no evil force. Who the most I bless, no man curse. Triple spin with all that Jah created. Why can't we just live as one? There's food and clothes and shelter for triple spin to spread to everyone. With loyalty and humbleness, you shall inherit the earth. Know your purpose in creation. Triple spin, know what life hurt and black people free. And the world is yours and they control. Life, of course, can't be held on by no evil force. Who the most I bless, no wizard can curse. Knowledge is the key, then the world and take control of your life, of course. Can't be held down by no evil force. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, false rulers of the earth at war for power and domain. And the cost of living gets so high, the poor and needy can't sustain. With righteousness, exalt and harmony flow through every heart. With the love and the blessings flowing through triple spin sound. Can't depart, black people